Mentally we have driven the spirit with our thoughts and never realized the conflict of interest into that which we bought. Nothing escapes the mind at work except that which is listened to but never heard. Interpretations of that we ran through while young have never found meaning beyond that of heaving lungs. Inert gases are not maybe quite so inert if matter has moved itself to feed the universe, for gases we all are, and gases we shall be. These bodies are not the most interesting part of what you see, and yet for some their compluvium has been closed. No more rainwater collected, and yet it is part of their souls. Gao has shown us the tree that yields naturally white and yet knows nothing of how its skin makes furniture tight or how it handles grandma gently in its cradled form, sending her to death with style. Indeed, I have specified that something cannot be undone for hands that wash others. Assume the con. Diffusated creatures is what we all are, disgusting little parasites of someone's open membrane bar. We drank and got drunk, came out like vomit, spewing to planets on rockets once shaped as comets. Gross creatures, walking now, voting now, playing now between legs, forcing our dirty tongues into how and so. Everywhere is filth that permeates my mind. I have seen it in first class as my head lay near toilets and grime, the train I once idealized so disgustingly dirty, rocking me back and forth, angrily past the calms of 420. I shit where I lay, and then to porcelain more I paid. Here is my money, please take it all away, away. Needless the dove when needles above have killed the sky clean of all it has ever thought of. By vision or time we have all erased ourselves with odorless methane as our last gasps to syntax genius. Our real mouths open every time we spread cheeks and sit on porcelain wherein we remake the sky in our image. Did we invite in the night, to try and feed it to what we thought of the day? Have we ignored its authenticity, forced it to be something it cannot be? And, in the process of what we call so doping, ignored ourselves and become masters of how to be slaves? Unanswered answers echo unanswered dreams, unanswered screams is fear wherein silence schemes. Death Valley knows, Death Valley head cocaine can replace nutrient oxygen for the brain-dead vice-grip body, and volcanic mouth. I'm cold with cold. Real sacred spaces are always unknown and untold. I oceaned upon the scene, crashing into a reality I couldn't believe. Cold pepper personality, riven face, dinar and cacao scene. Everest, did you ever see his eyes, the ones that were large and expressive and not beady and weaselly at all? Those eyes that were so large, they were proud to be the lies they never told? Those eyes that never had to choose not to hide because hiding was never their consideration or drink or meal? Those eyes of his that actually expressed what he had to feel? Eventually, will the water retain the reflection of my cyborg self? I hope not. For I wish to move through this life in the most invisible and elegant of ways, like Japanese recipes of the soul on the tongue. I don't want my meal photographed by a chef who tries to capture what is undone. Describe it you have not said, so H superscript 2 equals R superscript 2, R/2, superscript 2 equals 3/4 R superscript 2 H equals square root 3 R/2. Note whether you are solving for inscribed or circumscribed. Do you know how many definitions there are for square? And yet how precise there are in ways to figure out one side of a regular hexagon? Divide into 6 equilateral triangles by 3 lines equally through the hexagon, leaving 6 points on the perimeter of the hexagon. Triangles, they are so helpful in figuring out regular-shaped polygonals. This is what is interesting to me when discussing polygonals. It makes me wonder, are cyborgs humans, and are we circles, triangles, or other geometricals? Auschwitz hated rib showers and comedy was not there yet. Monty yelled, "Bring out your dead," while we laughed and didn't care. So, to see what is inside my brain, I simply pay attention to my senses, and this shows me how I am thinking, the square, the triangle, the dead processes, and the formulation of my secret nerves and tissues. Never, then time I always wished to live in, existed, yet elements of long past times are present in my artistic expression. Dream demons burn aware the night of sounds and salience. Anagrams solved as a garland moves us to tears over the mantle. The fire some have ignored for want of kisses. Unexplored blue stains on the placid, innocent wood floor draining the drawn with dramamania. I remembered me, and I remembered you and me. It isn't the expectation in life that has brought me so much joy, it is the lack of expectation in life that has brought me so much joy. This is what I said when you walked into my heart, through my mind and by way of my open legs, that are usually so firmly closed. Your concerto is in your head, so bring it out to be wed. Pieces of you to meld into another, marriage to the heart, a sacred blunder. Thought, word and deed, the sign for it is here, which reminds me of a really funny story. Maybe you will like it, so pay not attention and read the following. Mostly, ghost type rhyme. Once, She put a noose around her neck and jumped but ended up not in the sky or ground like she hoped, but rather, in a bed on suicide. Watch in the state hospital contemplating the use of her bedspread, she and the nurse who watched her all that night and the next locked eyes, one studying wariness, the other studying signs manic depression, clinical depression, just what was she, to be exact? Unusually usual then, the dog she loved and now so dead came only a short while later, taken from her by separation, she simply could not watch the retriever. And though this was not something she chose, she wondered why it chose her in the eyes of the nurse watching every twitch of her nose before she got her beloved Kikyo dog back, the beautiful brown and white one she loved. Kikyo was struck for the second time in her life, by a drunk driver making a drunken car. Realistically, the pain of that was unbearable, or so she thought, so a part of her died right then, and all her relationships went too, but why over a dog and not her marriage or the vows she once knew? Why did this funny, sweet, big-eyed dog and bundle of joy bring her so much pain and so much hardship, when all both ever wanted was to feel love under the sun, dancing hearts, autumn Savoy? Spy this, is the drunkard's curse simply that he drinks alcohol? Is it that he thinks he is cursed to do so that makes it a pall? In perilous thought he has negated the question as unknown, and with every drink his thoughts become as muddied as his to-be tombstone. A result, yeah, but his answer is always in his hand. He must release himself from the pain he created when he first twisted the brand for sport or haze. Sheer vanishing we shall all become to ourselves some year, we shall become to nothingness like a mist that seeks its dance partner, or a woman institutionalized for suicide and then hit with the death of her dog, like a memory so errant that nothing about it has shape, or the way different illusions elucidate pareidolia in the simple flutter of a magician's cape. Interesting that 6 of 8 never satiate in any dream, and while thrown into the trunk of a car you couldn't see the easy exit through the tail lights. I wish all could love as well as they die, simple and firm, loving and kind, like the blink of an eye that doesn't know it is an eye, that you could only love, like a heart-sent spy.